don't forget to like and subscribe.
Hello there. Alright, just watched the movie Tumbbad. Okay, I was assuming that this was going to be a horror film or a suspense film. I honestly wish it was, because I think it would have added more to it. So, basically, this is basically a story about greed. A family, it starts out with a god who is never named, who is never worshipped because he tried to rob the world of all its riches. However, the mother refused to allow one of her children to be completely destroyed, that she has hidden her child away in her womb. So, in order to get access to the riches that Hostar had stolen, you have to go into the mother's womb that is hidden in earth, and which you can only have access to if you create an altar to the forgotten god. Dark, completely dark. It seems like it could definitely go a horror route there, but it doesn't. It basically does the tale of greed, where you go into the womb, you're granted basically eternal life, but you're left hollow inside. You have access to gold, but you risk your life every time because the god is starving in the womb, constantly seeking to feast. So, yeah, there's it's dark from the beginning. I love this movie just for the cinematography. Primarily, it's like one of those movies that you can only watch once because you're just there to see how it was done. You're there to see an intriguing story. You're there to see the beautiful shots. You're there to see all of that. You're not so much there for any feelings it gives you, because if it was a suspense or a real horror, I think I would prefer it more because I'd be willing to go back to feel those emotions. This is just a general one of those what is it? Those sayings that parents tell their children, where just to prevent them from so it's basically that. It's like a story about greed and how the father basically succumbs to greed and constantly. I love how it's done because he only arrives with like 1-2 gold pieces each time, and I was curious as to why doesn't he just bring a huge a lot. And then finally, when it gets to the point, it's someone else trying to steal his gold, where he dies to the starving god. And you see exactly why he's only able to get a few gold coins each time. It really is artistry throughout, especially in storytelling, because I'm following along and I'm like, okay, now this makes a lot of sense. This makes a lot of sense. I don't understand why the grandmother was eternal, because it seemed like it was the grandfather and the father who went into the womb. Why is the or was she one of the first? Because she was basically explaining to the main character how to do it, because she asked for him to kill her. Honestly, one of the most amazing shots was before you see her heart growing out of the tree. Before you see any of that, it has him, a focus on him, but in the background you see like a branch that looks almost like a hand moving downward. And I was like, is that tree alive? And then it shows the next shot, the grandmother's heart in like the trunk of the tree as it's growing out of her and as she speaks and talks. Yeah, it's definitely an artist type movie. I can understand why it's praised. However, the problem with these types of films is it doesn't give me anything else besides, oh, it's a beautiful film. I wouldn't care to go back to ever see it because there's nothing really there for me to go, oh, okay. It gave me like the thrill of a horror or the thrill of a suspense. The only thing that was really there was the mystery as to why he only had a few coins. And as soon as that was solved, it was like, okay, thank you for letting me know. That's all I needed. Thank you. Because I'm not there really for that character's journey. I don't care. It's just a tale we've heard over and over about greed. Very well shot, very well done. But it's like, well, I'm not just going to say it. The Godfather is for me. It's something I'll only ever see once because it's beautifully shot, but it falls short everywhere else. Yeah, because the story was amazing. It was beautiful to watch, but I didn't get anything out of it other than, don't be greedy. Oh, it's just, in the very end, the father sacrificed himself for his son, which he put his son in that situation, and the son put him in that situation. It just, I am someone who really needs to get attached to a character, really needs to care about someone. I didn't care about anyone in the story. That seems to be a trend when I can't find someone to latch onto to care for. I tend to really not enjoy the film as much. I can enjoy the spectacular beauty of it all, the shots and the artistry behind it, but other than that, it's I wish there was more to it. I really do, because they could have easily gone more of a suspenseful route or more of a horror route. Instead, they were just going for the cryptic tale of greed, and that's good enough. That's good enough for it's basically a short series, a short movie. But to drag it on for an hour and 38 minutes, it felt far longer than that because of the beautiful epic shots. You tighten it up a bit more, or you just add more of a horror or suspense element. I think if for me, it would have just sold it much more, because it was great. It had me hooked. The thing is, it just dragged too long because I didn't feel any, when you get a horror movie, you always get that tense music and you'll always feel like, am I going to get scared here? And then no, you don't get scared. But that actually helps you through the movies. So it's just like, it is an amazing film. It's just only a once-off. That's what I need to say. It's a beautiful film. I just wish there was more. Yeah, Tumbbad. Great movie. But it fell short for me. Thank you all for watching. Talk to you next time. Toodles!